trying to learn how to play the harmonica so I can go out and busk for money. Buy a car with it. A nickel at a time, right? Yeah, right. This is Monday night. And I had to write down all the things that I want to talk about because I forget. And I've done this so many times and I always seem to forget something. So I have to make a list. I was late in rising. I got up late. Well, take that off. I've said that. I had a lot of different tree trimmer calls, messages on the phone. Almost dropped the thing. I looked online trying to get other people's opinion as to how much it would cost to trim the tree that I have in the backyard before it falls on the house. So I had 3 different people call this morning, bright and early too, before 8 o'clock. And but I was in bed and I was under the covers and I was unresponsive, so they just left messages. They may call back tomorrow, or I will call them. So I can take that off my list. Richard wanted to mail off this cross stitch to our cousin Sandy in Philadelphia. So I found yesterday I took over a box that was the right size. And he packaged it up, and today I drove and we went over to UPS, United Parcel Service, and he posted it. So it should be there by like Thursday. And while we were out, since I'm going to clean the basement, I'm preparing myself. I breath mask and going to be cleaning the basement. It has a drain in the floor. It has a cast iron circle with holes in it. It's a drain cover. And it's all rusty and nasty since I figured that we were going to go out and that I was going to clean the floor in the basement from the sewage problem, that I might get a new drain cover and make it look nice. So we went to a small Handyman Hardware, which is a kind of place that has old guys working there in the back, and they know about anything. You know, you want to ask them about brazing or welding or how to do something, then there's always someone there that knows how to do it. We went there, and they had one of those covers, but it was $20, and I thought, $20? Oh, well, I'll just keep the rusty one unless I can find another one somewhere else. So then Rick and I went to Home Depot, which is a big box hardware store. And we looked there. They didn't have any the right size or anything. And we were talking about seeds. He says, "What about those lemon seeds that you have?" And I said, "Oh, they've got like a little sprout this far with the leaf on the end." And he said he has another apple seed that's sprouted. He's like Johnny Appleseed. I've deaf the plants while he can grow them crazy well. So we were talking about buying a bag of soil that has for seedlings and stuff to start the plants off right. We're going to split the cost. So I ended up going back to the store to get it. Richard's, the caregiver for Mom, leaves at 4 o'clock and it was getting late. So I took him back home, and then I went out again. I went to a couple places and they didn't have what I want. They didn't have. I finally, through 3 or 4 places, I ended up getting a mop, a cheapo mop, so if something happens to it, it won't matter. And I got a little plastic pot for Rick, because one of the plants in the kitchen at Mom's house is in a metal flower pot, and it leaks, and there's rust rings on the countertop. So it was only $1, so I got him a pot, and I got the potting soil. By the time I got home, I was exhausted. I could hardly walk, my back hurt, my feet hurt. I already had supper in mind. It was stir fry. I bought a big bag of frozen vegetables. It has hoisin sauce in it or something. But what I usually cut all the things in half, like snow peas and all that. I mean, they're this long, and I ended up cutting them up. Well, I took half of them and put them back in the freezer for another meal, so I only had half a thing for supper. And I'm trying to eat smaller amounts and trying to scrimp and save because I ate high on the hog since Christmas. I was getting too careless and just, if I'm hungry, I will buy it. You know, oh, bag of chips, Cheetos? Sure, why not? Can't do that now. I've got to save every penny I can. So I only had half a dinner. Look, I only have a couple things left to talk about. The other day when Brian called me, we talked about my sleep and wake schedule and schedules. Period. He says, well, you got to get up, you got to eat something, set a list of things to do, which I will do on here. And now that I put magnets on the back, I can put it on the refrigerator. So I walk by it and will see it all the time of the things that I need to do. And Brian said that also I have to get to bed at a decent time and not be up till 2, 3, or 4 in the morning. Well, easier said than done, but I'm going to try. It's not going to be easy, but I have to try. Election day is this first Tuesday in April, and it's one of those days where I have to get up at 4 to leave by 5, to be there all day till 7. It's an election day. It's a long day. But I usually go to bed by the time I would be getting up. So I've got to try to change that. And I'm down to the last item on my list here. See? Which is, tomorrow I'll be cleaning the basement. And hopefully finding stuff to throw away and pitch. And clean and sort. And we'll see how it goes. It's supposed to be fairly warm and it's supposed to be sunny and bright. I can open the basement windows for a little ventilation. We'll see how it goes. I want to get some stuff done. Maybe I'll put on some pumping, driving music, you know, to keep me going. So it's Wednesday. I already have a joke lined up for you. Wednesday's the last day of February. And I'm going to the parade. Are you going to the parade Wednesday night? What parade? February goes to March. Ha ha. Hop to, hop to, hop to. I can only tell it one time a year, folks. Upward and onward.